Welcome back to Good Day, Dakota. State Senator Kathy Hogan, a Democratic lawmaker from Fargo, is here with us this morning. Senator, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we're calling you Senator this year. In the past, though, you were a representative. So tell me kind of what that change has been like for you,
I was in the House for 8 years, and I loved it. It was wonderful. But the senator from my district resigned and retired, and so I had the opportunity to move to the Senate. And I decided to do it so I could be involved in human services, because that's my area of expertise, and I was never involved in human services in the House.
Okay.
And it's been a big change.
Yeah.
I think the big change has been the warmth and respect and humor that's in the Senate that's quite different, actually.
Sure.
The culture is different.
Very interesting. That's what I was curious about. If you can sense sort of a difference in the atmosphere in the two chambers.
The atmosphere, but the humor, the sense of kind of teasing, deeply, deeply respectful.
Okay.
Deeply respectful.
Oh, very good. Okay, so I'm sure folks are glad to have you in the Senate. What are you hearing from the people of North Dakota in terms of what their top priorities are this session?
I think many organizations are concerned because of the deep budget restrictions from 2 years ago, and that nursing homes, DD providers, state employees, higher education, K-12, are all very concerned about the fact that most people have gone 3 years without raises, all the way across the system. And people are really struggling with that.
Gotcha.
And so I think the budget issues are going to be critical. And even though we don't have a ton of money yet, we have more than we did 2 years ago. And we have to address the core functions of government.
Yes, very good.
And so the budget issues are going to be really difficult.
Okay, so that'll be kind of looming over most of the session, I'm sure.
Almost every decision that will play.
Right. Now, one of the big topics this year has been behavioral health, I know, as well, and that's something that you get to now focus on a little bit more. So what are you seeing, what are the big items in this session that you hope to get accomplished?
Well, you know, for 4 years we've been working on behavioral health. And this is the session when we have probably 10 or 12 key ideas to expand services that in very creative ways. We had interim committee bills, both from Senator Lee's committee and from my committee in the interim. We have 6 bills altogether that add services for children, for early intervention, and we're implementing a plan called the HSRI study, which really we have a vision for how we could address the behavioral health crisis in the state.
Okay.
And that's huge. The governor's budget added 4 or 5 new things too. And so between those ideas, we probably will have 40 behavioral health bills by the time we're done.
Wow. And you were telling us before we got on the air that you were thinking maybe 20% more bills this year.
Yes.
There's a lot on the table, huh?
There is a lot on the table, and we track session comparison day to day, and we were about 25% up yesterday from where we were 2 years ago. So we're busy.
Now, one of those is one having to do with breathalyzers, right? This is one you're introducing. Tell us a little about it.
Well, and it was a bill that just came to me, and it was an idea I thought we should talk about. And some cities have done that. Utah has looked at this bill, and it would require that bar owners have available for sale, they don't have to purchase it, they just have to be available, a personal breathalyzer.
Okay.
And so that if you have had a little too much to drink and you're not sure if you can drive, you can voluntarily choose to check your blood alcohol level.
Okay, so that's one that will be on the topic.
Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning it starts with its hearing.
And we want to say too that we're running out of time, but you know, if someone wants to get a hold of you, there are certainly ways to do that, right, Kathy?
Absolutely. First and foremost, contact us by emails. My email is khogan@nd.gov. Also, we love to have people come and visit. It really, really helps to come and see how the process works. All our committee hearings are open. Come and watch us on the floor, or even better, come and sit with us.
Okay, and you're putting in long days at the Capitol, you're saying.
We are working.
Okay, so plenty of time to come and sit in and see this process unfold. Senator Kathy Hogan, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Let's turn it over to Robert for a check on the forecast.